Hello, everyone, and welcome to American Scouser's Rival Bros show that, as you see, hits the fan. I'm the host, as always, Timucin representing Liverpool. My brother Edip is over here with United's. A lot to talk about this week. A lot happening since we last met. Arsenal trying to get some distance. Villa still hanging in there. City making some improvements to close that gap. Bunch of mediocre teams right behind him, including Liverpool and United. But there are some coaching changes, and the bottom three is really shaping up, especially after today's game where Forest comes and beats West Ham, who has to be the unluckiest team because they were almost up 2-0, and that game
Yeah.
was done and over with, and their season might have. I mean, it's too early to say if their season have ended over there, but that's a huge turning point. So we'll talk about all that. But let's start with I'm not going to go game by game this week because there's a lot of other stuff to talk about. Chelsea makes a manager change. That was a shocker, right?
Mm, Not expected. Was
That
the
makes it a
shocking?
shocker, doesn't it?
Um,
I mean,
no,
maybe not a shocker for Chelsea, you're saying? Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, it's not expected this week, but it's Chelsea. It's not a shocker.
yeah, it
But
is par for the course, I
not
guess.
this week. I mean, they waited for the festive season to end. I guess it's. I don't think it's because of the results. Is it for Chelsea's thing? You mean?
I mean, in both cases, I don't think it's the results.
No, United's case is definitely
Definitely
not the
not the
result.
results. So
No.
in both cases, I don't think it's the results. I find the Maresca thing. I mean, here's the deal with the Maresca thing. I feel the whole feeling overall was Maresca would actually eventually take over for Pep. So maybe
Yeah,
he's setting himself up for that. But he's been rumored with other jobs too. But you would think at least right now, if you look at resumes and if you look at desirability to come to your club. I mean, Maresca is still like in that top level of
why?
coaches, probably that
My
people
my
would want.
question is why?
I think because of one, like his resume overall, the kind of I think he plays a more attractive style overall, more attacking as opposed to a guy who's known for like playing defensive. I don't know if his resume in terms of results dictates that, but I think in terms of experience, the Pep connection and all that kind of stuff kind of like
Yeah,
helps his cause.
yeah, but the Pep connection is, as I see it, more physical and visual rather than job wise. I wouldn't
Okay, if you
touch
have
it.
a club, are you hiring Maresca or
No,
Amorim?
no, definitely not. And
No, no,
why?
no.
Why?
You
Why
have two
wouldn't?
options. I said, are you hiring Maresca or Amorim as a manager if you had to choose between the two?
Oh, that's a poor set of choices.
See, I don't think so. I think it's a lot like I think it's like a no-brainer almost.
I don't think so.
Hmm.
I wouldn't go for that because well, Chelsea has done that. I mean, look at them this week. I mean, they are both in the same situation basically. Uh, Really, it's not up to the. I don't think it's up to the manager or the coach at the moment with both clubs. It's the management that
But in different ways. Like, you know
decisions
what I
in
mean? Like
different
how
ways.
they impact is in different ways.
Yeah.
If you had to take over as a manager, which club would you rather go to?
Well, I would definitely go for Chelsea at the moment. I think.
That's what I mean. I mean, I think it's a
Yeah,
lot better situation. So I felt, I mean, they did the same thing with Pochettino. I mean, that's the part of the management style, like the managements and their decision making is it feels like they dump a ton of new players every year. A lot of money is spent.
yeah,
Just when things are finally getting figured out, they change the manager. Then they
yeah.
bring another dude in, another bunch of new guys, another ton of money spent. There's a lot of quality in that squad, but it just feels like it's a non-stop change.
It
But there's
makes
no
you
stability.
wonder. It makes you wonder what you have said in this program maybe 3 or 4 weeks ago. That maybe this is the economics of the thing.
What do you mean?
It's better than being the champions rather than spending all this money and churning all these players and the managers, because this doesn't make sense. I mean, business wise, football wise, this doesn't make sense at all, at
But
all.
it's different. It's weird too, because like when you look at the two clubs, they're both very poorly run. They both make and spend a lot of money,
Yeah.
where you almost feel like Jesus, with this much money spent, there's no way they can fail, but they constantly prove against it. That it's always like a case study of, see, spending doesn't guarantee winning long term.
Exactly. But the thing is, why are you spending that money for? Because what you are doing is you're selling a project. In United's case, for example, no Europe. You're selling a name. You're selling also a project that maybe you're going down to history to get United out of this sort of period of time.
Mhm.
So you have a mission, blah 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 blah, and then your talents are paid probably three times as much as you are worth. And then, just as you say, as things sort of progress and get in sort of some sort of shape, some sort of more acceptable and more sustainable game plan,
Yeah.
not the shambles which we are going to see now, probably sort of lose 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 and then draw and then a win. You sort of after all this time, you did a reasonable job, uh, but then something happens and the upper management are suddenly restless. They
Yeah.
want a change, and then the face in the mirror changes, the shop window, it changes. All the other guys in the back who is doing this awful business deals with
Yeah.
the players and the salaries and everything, they stay put. So they give one for the gods, and then carry on as usual, as you say, rinse and repeat
Yeah.
again.
Pretty much.
Spend another 200 million in the summer, getting maybe 50 millions worth of players for that money as well.
I think like they've tried. I don't know. Chelsea has done this like stockpiling thing. I mean, shit, they had like seven goalies at one point. Like stockpiling and then like sorting out what we really want and stuff. And you kind of see. I mean, you see the same thing with United. Sometimes people are not succeeding because there is such thing as too much competition where you don't get any consistency in playing. So you
Yeah,
see these guys go to Europe. I mean, look at like like McTominay and Napoli or whatever, or you get like all these like ex Chelsea kids going around, especially in like Serie A and having like decent careers stuff. I think that's the problem. Chelsea has tried that, and I felt like when they were getting finally settled with Pochettino, maybe because I kind of like Pochettino as like a personality. I think mind you, he's trashing it over here for the national team, but
yeah,
that's America's bad, not his. But then they changed the manager, and I think it was like too attractive football and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, this made zero sense to me. I was like, wait, what? And then right before we were kind of like finally settling with that, your boy Amorim pulls a Mourinho from the
yeah,
Portuguese soccer manager Bible and goes out and basically puts a flamethrower to the ownership. And
yeah,
before you know it, he's gone.
yeah,
What we were talking about this, what I don't understand is, and I see this in Liverpool media and stuff like that as well. It kills me that guys like Gary Neville, for example, and I know these guys, Jamie as well, have become TV guys more than club guys at this point.
yeah,
But who talks all kinds of crap about the ownership. I was watching a video yesterday where he was on like Sky Sports, and he pretty much says, "Well, yeah, but you can't come out and say that for the manager. So what do you want the manager to do if you know he's working under these conditions? So the guy is working in a sweatshop, which you don't approve." But what the guy says, "Hey man, this is a sweatshop." They're like, "You're out of here." You don't say that. It just did not make any sense.
no,
The guy just basically called him out. But then at the
I
same time, can you defend Amorim because he knew what he was getting into?
I don't think he did actually in the beginning, because I think what he's saying at the end there is, I agreed to become the manager, so I should be in charge of all that happens in the club. But I think after Sir Alex, nobody's getting that, because I think in the United culture, you don't get you don't have somebody to give that to you. You take it. So you have to be a very strong character and rooted in there to actually make any sort of change. So anybody that comes in, at the end of the day, what happens here in Turkey happens there as well. This Portuguese guy is telling us how to do these things, blah blah. So a bit nationalistic, a bit sort of, because it's easy to cheat fans, I think. But Amorim said, "I'm not the coach. I'm the manager. That's why I'm here for." So you brought me in here for a project. Probably they don't listen to him anymore. And he said, like, as you said, the Portuguese Bible of managers, written by Mourinho,
Yeah.
co-written by Mourinho, I think. Initially, maybe Mourinho started that, but there are other Portuguese
He
managers
did a
now.
second edition. He did many
Correct.
editions of that. Yeah.
Revised United edition. He said, I'm not resigning. There you go, fire me. And that's that's what they did. And I think he didn't know what to get into, but he knew exactly how to get out of it, I think.
Yeah. At the same time, so here's what I'm thinking, because we kind of like play this game both ways. He had something going, which is a low bar, right? For him to get something going is a low bar, because
Yeah.
obviously, last year was a freaking disaster. It can't be any worse. So he is, you see improvements, but we criticized the United management back in the Ten Hag days, where they gave him even more money to spend. Mind you, that was summer, right? They
That's
gave him
something.
another summer, even more money to get players for his system that turned out to be flops. Now you bring a new manager. He says, "Who the hell brought these guys?" Now we need all new guys. And goes back to what you're saying. You're bringing all these guys in, but you're paying ridiculous wages to lure them to United because they have so many other options of other clubs that are in better situations, first of all. But they come for the money and the history doesn't hurt. But let's face it, ultimately, the decision making is more about the money than anything
Yeah.
else. So maybe he wanted, I mean, that whole "I'm a manager, not a head coach" thing is, to me, especially coming in January, signals that he wanted to do certain things and they were like, nah. But at the same time, can you blame them if they're thinking, let's see how this guy finishes the year because we might not keep going with him?
Yeah, well, but it's been 14 months. My argument there is, why did you have so much patience for the stupid Ten Hag guy, for that matter? I mean,
Yeah.
his project wasn't going anywhere.
Yes. Do you
Amorim, you
think
can
Amarim's
see.
project was going somewhere or he set the bar so
I
low?
don't know. Leeds game, my upset game. It was my upset game, remember? And it wasn't like the Wolves game that we drew. We drew, but we might have gotten something there, and that was a difficult game. So, like you said, it's not because of the results or the
Yeah.
uh, game played. It's just inner sort of office politics that got him fired. I think it doesn't matter if the team is going well or if the team is going bad in United. I don't think that's a measure at the moment. They are not looking at the field and say, "Oh, we are going somewhere." It's something else that goes in that club, and that culture brings out people like Bruno Fernandes,
Yeah.
type of captain, because I think that's how the club is run. This can only be changed by the owners, and like Amarim said, and I agree with him there. The owners doesn't they don't have a clue. They don't have a clue unless they know something that we don't know. This economics, like you said, making a lot of money, um, earning the media a lot of money, changing players, buying and selling. Uh, they're not losing money by all
I
this.
mean, the ownership is making money, but you got a
Exactly.
stadium that's like stadium
That's what
that's
I'm
falling
saying.
apart,
Yeah.
team that's not successful, but the
No.
ownership, because they loaned money to the club that they charge the club interest on, they're just banking.
Exactly. Exactly. So I don't think they care about anything at all. What's happening on the pitch?
I mean, that's the, I mean, more power to them, long will
Yeah.
they stay around. But yeah,
Yeah.
but then you see the aftermath. And I thought it was, I swear, when I saw Fabrizio's, well, I didn't know it was Fabrizio's account with Ole holding the banner saying United's, and underneath he said like he's open to project and stuff. I saw that and I thought it was like a spoof account, like just screwing around. Because I was like, that's just too stupid to be true. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, holy cow, it's Fabrizio. And then I see like Evans and the Fletcher is there, which his son is there. It's just like bring the old gang back. It's it's funny because we were laughing because we see the same thing in Fenerbahce where everybody is like, they can tell the Fenerbahce culture to others. So they're like, they will explain the United. I mean, I don't think, I don't know, Mbuemo or Cunha give a damn about the old United culture. They just want to win shits and they want
Exactly.
stability.
Yeah. Exactly. I think that is ridiculous, and I think a lot of people who played for the United glory days are now trying to make that credit or turn that credit into cash at the moment, and including Neville's and the other guys, they don't want United to be successful because they would be out of business if United. That's what I was saying. I mean, this economics thing uh, is beneficial to everybody except for
Yeah.
the club and the players and obviously the fans.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. You look at it long term, and we were talking about that because I see a lot of like Liverpool chats and stuff, and we had somebody pop in the chats like a Liverpool fan who comes out of like Fenerbahce broadcast and your buddy, and he was talking about hopefully us next and stuff. I'm not on that camp yet. I know there are a lot of people who are slot out, and this is exact. I think like looking at United should be like, yeah, this is not what we want to do
Yeah,
because that's what's going to happen. I think it's a great case study for Liverpool fans who want to change managers now in January. Should look at the situation at United and be like, yeah, we don't want to do that. And not because it's United and United does it all the time, but what's next? It's one thing to get that guy out and this guy is coming in and he's the new savior. It's not like you made it a group project and
yeah.
like everybody is bringing something in. It's like a potluck. He's bringing the pot roast. Somebody's bringing the macaroni salad and
Yeah,
shit. But
it's a ridiculous vicious circle. Caretakers until the spring, finishing well fifth, sixth, seventh. I don't think the end of the season results will be much different.
I don't know if you've
I
seen this
don't think
picture.
United will be going downwards form wise or vice versa. It will be the same old play because we have seen this play. We have seen this movie a couple of times before, at least three times, isn't it? I mean, fire the manager. Get in a caretaker who is an ex-player, Van Persie, no, Nistelrooy's, or Ole, for example. I can do this for nothing almost, that sort of thing. And then at the end of the season, uh, well, we have 250, 300 million to spend. We won't let one minister to spend this. So bring another guy in, bring
Yep.
another project in, and then fire him the January after the first season. So you give money to that person that you seemingly don't believe to spend
Yeah.
another 250 and then fire him about 5 or 6 months later and then rinse and repeat. This is stupid unless this is something, as you say, the owners, yeah, let's do it this way.
I
We
mean,
are making
I
a
don't
lot
know
of
if
money.
you saw this, and I know maybe I should zoom in more. I don't know if I can, but I mean, you see that picture of like the managers, and this is 13 years,
Yeah,
10
lovely,
managers.
lovely AI. Yeah, okay.
And the names over there. I mean, it's you're talking about the vicious cycle. When you said that, I was like, let me pull that up because I think it's a perfect way of like you see all these like interim squeezed in there. Like it's like, and they're all big names. It's like Van Gaal, Mourinho, Ole, Carrick, Rangnick, Ten Hag, Van Nistelrooy, Amorim. So it is like a vicious cycle of good, good, interim, good, good, interim, good, interim, good, and it's like and that's why I try to tell this to Liverpool fans who are just like bent on like changing managers. It's not always the answer, and there are sometimes it is the answer. I'm not saying you go with the same manager forever, but I don't want to just make it a be careful what you wish for scenario, but you
Exactly.
better have a good alternate plan. The whole anybody is better bullshit doesn't get you very far.
The one thing that is different from Liverpool, if you can pull that visual again on the screen, is the guy in the balcony there.
So he's the everybody's in his shadow down below.
Yeah, exactly. I mean that is you don't have that in Liverpool. I mean, Klopp would be like that if he carried on, maybe, but
But if
there's
he
no.
wanted to be, don't you put some on that on Alex? I don't think I've ever
I,
asked
I
you.
am. I am. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's
Okay.
exactly what I'm saying. That is the guy in the balcony is like our Aziz Yıldırım sort of thing. I created everything, and the ego and the stand that we all put him on
Mhm.
lets him to sort of say anything, and it counts because it's been 25. We
Yes.
had 25 years of Alex Ferguson, and the first 7 years is shit, obviously, and the rest is like a golden era, and
Yeah.
it will not be coming back anytime soon,
I think that's one thing
especially.
that made Klopp special too, is the
Exactly.
way he
Yeah. Yeah.
left.
The difference between Liverpool and the United, or Chelsea and the United thing is we are coming after, or all these guys, the interims and the goods, all operate under, well, starting with Moyes, all operate under this huge shadow uh, of Sir Alex. And I think, looking at the club culture and all the ex players and everything, all these players are Alex Ferguson guys who are now speaking or coming in, Fletchers and Carricks and Nistelrooys. Uh,
Yeah, but I mean, there had
so
to be. There's
yeah,
always guys who have won stuff. I mean, you know, what I
sure,
mean that, and that's
sure,
the last time that they won stuff. So it's all
yeah,
gonna be always those guys, because otherwise everybody be like, "What do you know? What have you won?" And then they can say, "I won this, 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 this." So there's
yeah,
some like, if like importance to what they're saying or whatever. But I feel like when I look at that's the difference. I think with United is yeah, the whole Alex thing I understand, but I think the club itself is run so poorly. There is no way to get rid of that. They have not made an attempt
no,
because you gotta stick with somebody. Because
yeah,
you could have fired Klopp after the first 2 seasons. You're like, it's improving, but not fast enough, or whatever he said. When he complained about the pitch being dry or wet or whatever. I mean, you saw a graphic going up, but you just gotta be patient sometimes. And I think
yeah,
if you're not patient, you're not gonna go up to the balcony in two
exactly.
years. That's just not gonna
That's it.
happen.
That's it. And I don't think uh, the one on the balcony want anybody else on that balcony.
See, I think yeah, and that's why, like you say, like one thing, like I really like about Klopp is like not only as a manager, I think as a human, he's a good dude. Like he's
Yeah,
a
yeah,
stand-up guy, and the way he
I'll
left
give
in
you that.
terms of like passing the torch to slots and not hovering around, coming back and doing all these things and stuff
Yeah,
like that has
well,
made Slot job easy.
Slot didn't hold the torch. I think his ass was on fire now at the moment.
I don't know. I
So
mean, he won the title with Klopp's team. I mean, everybody says it's Klopp's team, but Klopp didn't win with that team, and Slot did.
no, no, but I think it's the system and the culture. that dissipated. I think. Well, I was telling you yesterday in our other thing that I'm watching these not modern type of fans or social media types who shout and cry and
Yes.
be the fan voice, like the sentimental bullshit, which is like overreacting
Yes.
on all the
Staged,
emotions.
almost scripted.
Exactly, and some of it very badly acted as well, and still
Yes.
they have a lot of followers and a lot of what do you make of that as a newly crowned champion? You played in Europe successfully. You got the World Club Cup or whatever.
I mean, they want
So
literally everything under the sun, like literally.
exactly. So they well, very recently, sort of a
Yes.
couple of seasons back. So what is this almost arabesque sort of we are dead and we are finished sort of thing with the Liverpool fans? I'm not really seeing that on the United fan sites because I think we
No,
got used to it.
here's one thing, because I think it's fresher. You guys are just numb. I think most
Okay,
United fans are just numb. I mean, I know, like, having Ayo on the, for example, the panel, and having scenes, like, I mean, you were numb. Like, I mean, we used to make fun of each other all the time, Liverpool
yeah,
United. It wasn't even to make fun making fun of you. I mean, we beat your ass 7-0, and I couldn't
yeah,
make fun of you as much because you're already numb. Like, you don't feel anything. I can slap you, you don't even feel it. So I
yeah,
think that's part of it, like 4-0, 5-0, 7-0. After a while, you're like, well, whatever. I mean, can you imagine a 7-0 10 years ago? Like, you
yeah.
know what I mean? You'd have a freaking heart attack. So I think that's part of it.
Sure.
United fans are numb, whereas Liverpool fans are the complete opposite, where it's really fresh, being used to success. So I
Mm,
think there's an overreaction to everything. But there's two things to that. One, the social media part of it is like those videos, and I'll say this for myself. I mean, I will go watch Arsenal fan TV just to see the meltdowns and how fucking pissed off they get. Right?
yeah,
I will
yeah.
go watch Goldbridge when he is whining and crying, like on that 7-0 game and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So when you see all those views, they're not Liverpool fans watching that chick, for example, that's like crying, like throwing herself all over the place after a loss. It's other fans like laughing at, oh, look at Liverpool fans and stuff. And that
Okay.
Liverpool fans go watch Arsenal fan TV. Arsenal fan TV goes and watches. And these people basically just make money out of being like I say, like scripted, poorly scripted at that in many times. How people fall for it or they don't care. I don't know what it is, but that's the disgusting part of social media, I think,
Yeah.
when it comes to that. But I mean, sadly, there's a freaking audience for that. I think the social media parts happens because of that. The fan parts, the second part of that, is people like misery.
Do
People
they?
want something to complain about.
Okay.
People enjoy misery. Like I think there are like really a lot of people that would rather complain than be happy. They will never admit it, but they take more pleasure in complaining and whining than being content and happy.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah. Yeah, definitely in Turkey we have that
Oh, they're all
arabesque.
over. I mean, I always thought it was like a Turkish thing. But no, baby, it's international. It's a
All right.
humanity, it's a species thing. I think that, some people would rather be. I mean, you know us, like whenever, when we do the Fenerbahce broadcast, we get more viewers when they lose.
Exactly. Yeah.
So that and goes back to what you're saying in terms of economics. I don't believe a lot of these fan sites is for being genuine, especially the big ones, because I think they know things are up for business when things are down, because
Yeah.
everybody wants to fix things.
Yeah.
Whereas, I mean, after a bad game, I mean, I know, and we have a small channel, but I'm talking about these big guys that make the big bucks. I don't even think they're fans. I would definitely be like, they win. If their team wins, their team wins. If they lose, their pocket wins, and they
Yeah.
kind of like know that.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I
So
think
that's why,
I would,
yeah, when you
I
sent
would,
me that
I
chick,
would,
I knew that chick too. When you sent me that video, I didn't even watch that specific one because I'm like, oh, it's this chick. Like, I know who it is, kind of a thing.
yeah.
And it's, yeah, it's kind of like unbearable. But having said that, I mean, I think both of our teams are in some ways similar situations result wise.
Yeah.
But I assume you would rather be in our shoes than your shoes, especially looking at the squad overall club structure and stuff.
But like future wise, you mean? Uh, uh, when you look at the squad of United, you can see huge holes, and the team engineering is awful, awful. Um, when I look at Liverpool, I can see more potential there. Yes, I will give you that. But uh, this is a results game. You would be ending up at the end of the season, if you change things, the new coach will come in and say, "Yeah, you got Isaac or Isaac or whatever." So I don't want him, and this I don't like him, and this I can't
But
use
I think
him.
isn't that on how you recruit the manager? I think that's the problem. If you go with a
Yeah,
manager
yeah.
who you're going for the manager's style and not becoming a slave of the manager.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what happens at the end of the day, because it's when the manager comes in, he will not be. Well, Slot did a very good job of getting in and adapting himself first to the team. He didn't
Yes.
come in and say, "This is how we play." He as you said, made some tweaks,
Yep.
but he didn't uh, really play with the overall culture on the pitch.
Yeah.
But when his guys, or the transfers that he said okay to, started to come in, that's when the fans started to work, because this is a new thing now. So the new manager will come in and say, these guys are not okay, because there is no success. If Klopp left the club uh, without, I don't know, an eighth place or something like that, Slot
Mhm.
wouldn't be sort of keeping all the players and trying to
No, 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 no.
do
Yeah,
the
no. He,
same thing.
I mean, he
So
was very smart about, and I don't
yeah,
know if he was smart about it or they were
for the
like,
club.
yeah, we're not getting anybody. Take a look at what we have. I mean, we didn't get anybody literally that summer. They were
Yeah,
like, this is what you got, man. And, it's a team that's challenges for the titles. Make
exactly.
it happen. See what needs
But,
to be fixed. Make your
but
tweaks.
there was success there. So you
Yes.
will taste what United tasted at the end of the season, and see if you are going to change the manager. Uh, when the new manager comes in, signing that contract, I can't do anything with this team. And they are, yes, they are good on
But
paper.
you think that's what I'm saying though. When you look at squads, I mean, he might say, "Yeah, I don't have a need for so and so," right? But
Yeah,
when you look at squads, remember when we watched the Europa final and we looked at the United squad and we didn't take
yeah,
anybody for freaking Fenerbahce
exactly,
football team.
exactly,
When
exactly.
any new manager that comes in, if he looks at two squads, he's gonna definitely, if you're like, okay, pick or drop, like what do you want, like sell, buy, sell, or loan. Like if you went one by one down the list with two squads, he's definitely gonna keep a lot more on Liverpool, is my point.
This is the thing, though, isn't it? If somebody comes in now, and if somebody comes in because Slot couldn't make this squad work,
Mm-hmm.
he will not get the risk of carrying on with the same players, and because he's not coming onto a successful team, so he will want to do some changes. It's not that's exactly what I mean. The game we watched, Spurs United, like United's squad, at well, putting that performance on, go back 7 or 8 or 9 months before, and put
Mm-hmm.
them on paper, and sort of write their values down. It's sort of almost the total of Turkish Super League, isn't it?
But I'm not talking value in terms of how much money we talk
No, no,
about
but
why they're getting those
potential.
wages. I'm talking
That value
quality.
comes from a potential, isn't it? I mean, Dorgu, he's Danish and he's doing that, or sort of Frimpong, or Ekitike, or something like that. But what happens at the end of the day is it is important what they do as a unit on the pitch, not the different players.
Yeah, but okay, as a manager, that's your job.
Yeah,
So when
exactly.
you come in, you go, it's your ingredients to make your meal, right? Which
But it
refrigerator, which pantry are you going to go into? Liverpool's or United's if you want to make a good dish right now? It's going to be a lot
um
more edible going into Liverpool kitchen.
culture
It's not even
wise,
close. I don't even know how you're debating this.
no,
We
no,
can go
no,
position by
uh,
position.
no, no,
It's not
no.
even close.
You're
We have a
looking,
goalie. You don't, for
no, no,
example.
you're looking at it as a, recently successful team against a numbed and unsuccessful team. You're not debating about the players now. You're debating about the general atmosphere, which I agree, because
No, I'm talking about the quality of the players. Forget the history, forget what they won. Forget
okay,
recent history. You're looking at the two squads. As a new manager, I offer you, I'm like, do you want this job or do you want this job? Based on squads alone.
okay,
First of all, if you look at behind the scenes, you're picking Liverpool,
yes, of
right?
course,
As a
of course,
manager. So that's a no-brainer because we already
yeah,
talked about the United management. But if you ignore all that and you only look at the squads, I think it's a no-brainer that you would pick the Liverpool squad over the quality wise. Because you can
yes,
say, I can see a manager saying, no, see, if this guy did this and this guy does that, this team is really good. Whereas, I mean, some of the holes in, like we were talking about a couple of weeks ago, like the United squad are a lot more apparent that, like anybody can freaking see it's kind of a deal. So if you look at
exactly.
position by position and compared players, I would think a manager would definitely opt for the Liverpool squad over United squad.
Yes, that's exactly my point. At this moment in time, yes.
I
If
mean,
you
when do you want to
carry
look at it?
on,
I don't understand. You
if
want
you
to look at it in May? It doesn't matter. You look at it in May.
no, no, no.
I mean, at
If
this
you
point in
carry
time.
on, if you carry on like this at the end of the season, if you know these players, uh, making this sort of a performance, you would look at them and say, "I need somebody else there, and somebody else there, and somebody else there." If
But
United
that's not what you
was
should be doing as a manager. What?
exactly, so you would be eliminating some of the players that you would say are better players than the United squad. Football, I don't think football works like that. Football works as a unit.
I
United,
understand that, dude, but doesn't matter. You can't take a bunch of shits, make them a great unit if you
no,
have, you know what I mean?
that's the thing.
You can take
That's
them, make them
exactly
better as a
that's
unit, but you
that's
can't make
exactly
him
the
a
thing.
title winner.
That's exactly the thing that I'm talking about. If you looked at the Leicester City team, they were a bunch of shits. You had a
Okay, one,
29-year-old.
they were not a bunch of shits, and two, that happens once a century.
Exactly. But if you look at the United team now, if they sort of put on a performance, if you look at Ferguson's last season's team, Van Persie, United had a very bad squad. So they left, he left, and Moyes had the same squad, a successful squad, but the players weren't actually that good at all because it was not
No, I
replenished.
understand that, but you're like making a totally separate argument that makes zero sense. I am saying, like, so the culture and stuff does not make sense. I'm telling you, because if the culture made sense, you're gonna go to Liverpool anyway. We already established that. Because you gotta
Yeah.
figure the upper management of United is shit. So we're forgetting all that.
Okay.
Make this happen. Forget all that. You're just looking at the squads. I give you 22 players here, 22 players there. I don't think there's a manager that would pick the United 22 over the Liverpool 22 for a
No,
starting point.
no, exactly.
That's what I'm saying, though.
No, no, I agree that, but let's talk about this again end of May
No,
if the
see,
season goes on.
even in May, at the end
No,
of the season, it's the same 22 people. So
yeah,
out of those 22 people, I would, especially like you put the 22 people, you put their wages next to them or whatever, right? At the end of the season, as you enter a summer, you give that to a manager, he might hang on to, I don't know, I'm just making it up, but like 14 people on the Liverpool squad, whereas he will only hang on to 6 or 7 in the United squad.
yes. Given another season,
Okay, then give it like 10 seasons. It doesn't work like that. You don't know
no, no,
another season. The
it
guy could break
becomes
his leg next season.
it becomes like that. I mean, that's my point exactly. It becomes like that. So even if you have I agree on the managements. Uh, I agree on the squads as we see them now, and as we see them on the pitch now as well. But this is like, um, think about, you were just saying in the beginning of this program, the guys that go from Chelsea or United, they play in Serie A or La Liga or whatever, and the careers that they sort of, carried on with.
Hmm.
uh, the guys there that play there, and the guys under the United shirt, are two different guys. It
But
looks
it's
like
still
they are two
potentially the
different
same
guys.
guy. I mean, doesn't matter if
Potentially,
it's May, June,
potential.
November, you're gonna take Ali as your goalkeeper,
Yes,
correct?
definitely,
Okay.
definitely.
Whether it's May, June, August, as long as they have both legs to stand on, for example, you're gonna take Isak over Seshko. Like we can go
Well,
position by
if we're
position.
looking at
I'm
Sheshko, yeah,
saying you're gonna take, regardless of their current form. I know what you're saying. The form is what you're more talking about, or
not the form,
maybe
not really
form
the
due to
form.
morale and
Yeah,
stuff like that. Like where
all
they're
that.
at. But
Yeah,
ultimately, it ends up being their form. It might be affected by morale or whatever. But
yeah.
ultimately, at the end of the season, my point is when you compare those players, and if you sit down, it's like the old school pickup games. Like you want this guy or you want that guy. Every time I throw you two names, in most cases you're gonna go with the Liverpool guy. Is my point. If
At
nothing
that
else,
point in
first of
time.
all, like most of them are like better, like they're like captains of their national team, blah blah
Yeah,
blah. Like you're gonna take Soboslai over, I don't know, Fernandez, for example, right?
I'm not sure. For example.
Really, you're gonna take Fernandez over Soboslai?
Oh yeah,
You're building
definitely.
a team as
Ah,
a new manager. You know what I'm saying? Like you're trying to put together a team, your own thing.
yes, but then it goes back to the management, doesn't it? You're
Well, yes
going
and
back
no,
to the
but that's what
management
I mean.
now.
You can't change that. You're
It's
walking
not that,
into it.
exactly. It's not a pickup game in the park. If it's a pickup game in the park, I would pick Fernandez. If I'm a manager, I would pick Soboslai because
But
I'm
that's what I'm
building a
saying.
team.
That's why it's like more attractive squad on paper, is what
Oh,
I'm
oh
saying. When
yeah,
you
yeah,
look at it.
definitely. I mean, Liverpool is a more attractive gig than United or Chelsea or Spurs
You think
at
it's
the
a more
moment.
attractive gig
Definitely.
than Chelsea?
Yes, definitely.
Just is that because of like how it's
because
run
because of
or the
the
squad?
because of the atmosphere of the recent
Oh, okay,
successes.
okay,
That's what I mean, used to be winning, because it looks like now, uh, as we did in Moyes's time, this is an interim period. This is a small fall, and United, this is United, it will pick up again,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
one season and the other one and the other one and the other one. So everybody that comes in there who looked like a very good player becomes a very ordinary guy because of the club culture and the team culture.
yeah. That's what. Yeah,
That's
yeah. You
that's what
gotta
I mean.
stop it
That's
before
what
the
I mean.
rot begins, kind of a deal. But the
Exactly.
problem that United have run into is they could never get rid of the rot because the rot was getting
Exactly.
too hot, paid too high to be able to dump on other
True.
people and stuff. But let
True.
me ask you this before we like close this up over here. With the manager change, whoever one of these ex players are that's gonna come in, or like the whole like squad of them coming in, are you more optimistic or pessimistic for where United will finish the season?
I don't think it will make a difference.
Really?
That's what I said. Yeah, because well, if I have time this week, I will go back and see when the last good one before the interim left the job and where United finished the league. So I think if you look at that, you won't see a lot of difference, and the management knows about this. It will not be a huge difference. We are not suddenly going for the Champions League spot or the 12th place. We will be staying here.
I mean, everybody talks about this like, oh, I mean, there's a lot of talk about, oh, they're gonna get a new manager bounce and stuff. That stuff works when you're like 13th, 14th, so a win suddenly gets you bumped up and you're not relegated anymore. I don't remember a new manager bounce winning titles
Yeah.
in recent history, kind of
and
a
and
thing.
and there are guys again in the that was my point before as well, and the guys in the squad now, Fernandez and Casemiro's and Maguire's, if you Luke Shaw's, and another one comes in.
Yeah.
That's the thing, isn't it? I mean, it will not have no effect whatsoever on what we see on the pitch. It will be good days and bad days, two draws, two wins. And the guy, I'm not seeing the guy. He hasn't had his haircut yet, has he?
Nah, he's not going to be cutting that shit anytime soon, I don't think.
No,
He's probably
exactly.
the happiest guy right now because he's not cutting the hair, and that's the only
No,
thing going for him. So, yeah, I don't think so. I mean, meanwhile, I was going to actually look at that in terms of like the fixtures, but I
we
mean,
are
we're
playing
playing
Burnley.
Arsenal. You guys play tomorrow, actually, right?
Well, tonight.
Well,
On
tomorrow for
Yeah,
me. Away at Burnley.
yeah.
Not the
And
prettiest place
Mr.
to go.
Mr. Mr. Fletcher and the Fletcher guys will be there, son and father and son. So, um,
Son, go in and score a goal. Do you expect a bounce, for example, in that game, or do you expect
bounce.
more
I,
unknown?
I don't think it will be a bounce if United won. United could have won with Amorim. We weren't
No,
losing
no,
for
no.
about
But in terms
we
of
are
the
we,
playing,
I
I
mean,
guess.
this is the trick, isn't it? I mean, changed manager. You would think United was losing 6 or 7 games in a row or something.
Yeah.
So Burnley away. Yeah, it's not an easy game, but I think we will get a win. It will not be because Fletcher came in. It will not be because Amorim left.
I was just looking at that because normally you make these manager changes. I mean, obviously you couldn't time his freaking press conference, but
Yeah,
you would think you would make these like changes. I'm looking at your guys' schedule. You play Burnley away, then you play City at home, then you have away Arsenal.
yeah.
Not a great time for an interim to just not a great schedule for an interim to walk into.
Because yeah, Tim, because they know nothing will be changing. That's why it will. There will literally be nothing changed.
Yeah, so then, but it quiets people down for a little bit.
It's not genius, Fletcher genius, or if anybody came in and say, well, change the whole team and the City game. We won't change this because there's a City game playing, but we will be the same old United as we have, and we're not having a very bad season considering all the other seasons. It looked like a step that we were going towards, but I guess it's not going to be a United season anytime soon because of this management and the ownership. I don't
Ownership.
think they really have a clue of how this thing works, or as you say, they look at their pockets and don't
Yeah,
care
it's
about.
run more as a business. We'll sign a
Yeah,
guy, we'll sell the jerseys. If he sucks, we'll sign another guy, we'll sell his jerseys, kind of a thing. And
exactly.
I guess the bad thing is, I mean, for the club itself, they're not like really investing a whole lot more in it. And I
No.
think the whole hope was like Ionas came over, like that was like the hope that they were like, oh, they're gonna run the football. It's almost been like worse
Yeah,
somehow.
yeah.
Right? It's oddly they were like, "Hold my beer, we can do it worse," kind of a deal. But meanwhile, we're going away to Arsenal, kind of like a scary.
Arsenal has picked up an advantage, and they're not feeling the hot breath of Guardiola at the moment because they
I don't know.
slipped
They
twice
just
in a
signed
row.
Semenyo, and now there's talk that they might sign Gahey as well.
Yeah. Well, uh, my view, as I said, this is Arsenal's season all the
Let's
way.
hope not. I can't. I rather like literally. I can't believe I'm
I
saying
know
this,
that.
but I'd
I know
rather
that. But
City win than they
reality,
go ahead and win.
reality is harsh. Yeah.
Your projection for Burnley United, Arsenal, Liverpool. Let's just do those since we're almost at
Burnley
the
United, I think it will be a United win, and everybody will say, "Wow, we got rid of Amorim and we are playing uh, and winning against the relegating team." Arsenal Liverpool is a good game. I'm very curious about that. 1-1.
really.
This is the fixture when Soboslai scored in the 94th minute, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't 94, but it was like 80 something, the free kick.
Yeah, the free
Yeah.
kick. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
think it
wasn't
will
that
be.
late, but yeah, it was like 80s or
Yeah, it will
70s
be a
or something like
draw, that game. I think like the Fulham game, of your Fulham game, last week. I mean, it would be a Liverpool win, with a sort of, miracle
that.
shot, and it was a draw all the way. Your team with a miracle free kick. Unless there's a miracle, I think it's a draw game. And I think
Yeah, I'm
Arteta would
worried
be.
about this
I
one,
I
but I
think
don't.
Arteta would be happy with that, because he has that cushion now as well.
You really think so? That's a
Yeah,
good point, actually. You might have a different approach to it, knowing there's a
yeah,
6 point advantage or whatever. But I don't know. You never want to see City in the rearview mirror in like January. Been there, done that. So that's not
yeah.
like a good thing overall. But yeah, I'm hoping for. I mean, I think there were a lot of people predicting a Liverpool loss, just out of habits and principles. I'm not projecting that, so I'm going with a 2-2 draw, and I'm going
So
for a draw in the Burnley United game too. I think it goes 1-1 in that one.
really,
Yeah.
okay.
I think so. Which that's going to be a probably a dud of a game to watch. And they're at the same time actually, so it'll be an
Yes,
interesting one.
it's tonight after 11:15. I think our time, 11:15 p.m.
Oh, yours is today. Yes, that's right. Only we play tomorrow. Well, I mean, I'm saying tomorrow. Days are all jack. Actually, it is today over here as well. It's past midnight, which means we should end the show.
Of
But
course.
yes, so that'll be it for us this week. We'll be here same time, same place next week. Hopefully talking some better stuff about our clubs. It's been pretty darn
I know.
depressing this year, but we can. I mean, you're used to it. I'm not. So, and I don't want to get
Yeah, yeah.
used to it
Get
like you
get get
did.
used to it. Get used to it pretty quickly.
Have a great day, everybody. Well, have a great nap,
Have a
I guess.
great day
I'll be
in
back
Europe.
tomorrow morning with the morning coffee or tea in about 8.5 hours here. So take care.